Hey, what's up guys? Rare Bishop here and welcome back to my channel. Today we have something a little different for you. In the background you'll see some Medal of Honor Warfighter gameplay, which will probably be the last Medal of Honor Warfighter game you see on my channel. It's the last game I had on my hard drive, and it is I believe it's a TDM game. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is a team deathmatch game. Oh nope, I am wrong. It is sector control. Completely wrong. I blanked on that. It is actually up there at the top. You can see there's 3 flags, and so this is a domination based game mode. And basically in this commentary, which is only about 8 minutes long, I want to discuss for the people that are going to get Medal of Honor Warfighter or Black Ops 2 or even Far Cry 3 for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. And by the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody out there. I hope you have a enjoyable time in the next few days and weeks, spending time with your family and whatnot. But like what you can expect from those games, when it comes to like the most realistic experience, like the game that's going to give you the most towards like real life, like what it would be like in real life in war and stuff like that. Medal of Honor Warfighter definitely is a game you want to get. But if you want a game that's going to be the most fun to play and the game that's the most easiest to pick up and play, you have to go with Call of Duty, because they have certain aspects of their game that cater to a newer audience. So if you're somebody who's never played a Call of Duty game or a shooting game or first-person shooter game in general, then Call of Duty is a game you want to try to pick up and play. And when it comes to Far Cry 3, it's a game that if you just want to have fun with. The multiplayer in that game is just something you can just easily pick up. It might not be the best at, but you'll always have fun with it in just about every game. Because although I've heard around the grapevines and stuff like that Far Cry 3's multiplayer is not so good, I actually think it's the complete opposite of that. I think the multiplayer in Far Cry 3 is actually pretty fun. And when it comes to, although the single player story is better, I think the shooting and everything in the multiplayer feels a little tighter than it does in the single player. And as I've mentioned in my past Far Cry 3 commentaries, which you can still find on my channel, the guns and the grenades have a little bit of weight to them. So when you're going around, shooting them, and it feels like you're holding an AK. It feels like you're throwing a grenade. Whereas in games like Medal of Honor Warfighter or Black Ops 2, they don't have as much weight. You just really, especially in Black Ops, you're just running around. You're just running around with a light machine gun as fast as you can if you have the lightweight perk, and it just, in real life you can't do that. With a sniper, you can't really run around and quick scope guys. So in that case, like I said, that if you're looking for a realistic experience, Medal of Honor. You're looking for an experience like that where you want a quick scope, then obviously Call of Duty is the way to go. And when it comes to game modes, if you're going to pick a game based on game modes, you really can't go wrong, because they all 3 have a game mode like domination. They all 3 have a game mode, obviously a team deathmatch. They all have a game mode of free for all. I mean, they all have very similar game modes when it comes to all 3 of them. But when it comes to game modes that are a little bit different, again, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has to take the crown here because it has those party games. So if you're somebody who doesn't like really competitive games because people take it too seriously, and you don't like people talking in your ear about you suck and all that, then party games is what you want to do with Black Ops 2, because they have gun game, one in the chamber, sharpshooter, where you get to try out, especially in gun game and sharpshooter, you get the ability to try out guns that you might not already have unlocked. And so it's something that mainly newcomers to the series or newcomers to this game might want to try out themselves. And when it comes to Medal of Honor Warfighter, they don't really have game modes like that, or Far Cry 3. Like in Far Cry 3, if you want to try out those guns, your best bet is to go to the single player, because when you unlock radio towers or synchronize, with the radio towers, you will get guns that are free in the store, so you can then try them out. And when it comes to Medal of Honor Warfighter, you don't have stuff like that. There's no way. The only way to try out the guns is by unlocking them, and that can take you some time if you want to get to a gun like, oh, this gun looks great, but I don't know how it feels, or oh, I picked this gun up from another guy. How is it going to be? You can't really judge it. And another thing, when it comes to overall just gameplay, I would say Call of Duty and Far Cry 3 beat Medal of Honor Warfighter. Medal of Honor Warfighter, at least to me anyway, has pretty awful hit detection, and the spawns, although the spawns are not great in Black Ops 2, the spawns in Medal of Honor Warfighter at times are just terrible. And like I said, the hit detection is just not good. There are times where, and you'll see it in this video, where it seems like on my screen I am shooting people. And of course, this is made by EA, so they have their own servers. So it's not like, these are dedicated servers. And the fact that I'm able to, or not able, to get a kill or to down a guy is ridiculous, because on you see my optics in my gun, my crosshairs on a guy. You see it. And so that's really annoying. And when it comes to Black Ops 2, yeah, the lag compensation, yeah, at times the connections are not good, but for the majority of the time, everything feels good. That, if you can get into a game, if you change your search preferences to best, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a pretty decent experience, and you'll pretty much enjoyable experience when it comes to connection and hit detection. And when it comes to Far Cry 3, I think honestly that is the best out of all three when it comes to hit detection. I think that those are run on Ubisoft servers, and I think the hit detection in there, and the fact that when you're shooting somebody, you're actually shooting somebody, that's when it feels the best. And so I think when it comes to those, I think Far Cry 3 wins. And when it comes to the overall package, when it comes to game modes, gameplay, sound, all that kind of stuff, it's a real tough choice, because I think I think it's Call of Duty Black Ops 2, then Far Cry 3, and then I think lastly it is Medal of Honor Warfighter. I don't think Medal of Honor Warfighter is a terrible game by any means. I think it's an average shooter. I think, again, like I've said numerous times, they rushed that game to come out before Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which it means they didn't have faith in the game. I think if they would have given it as much time as they needed to develop it, it would have been fine. And when Far Cry 3, it's a game that just, to me, it feels great. People say, you can say all you want to about the multiplayer being meh or multiplayer sucking. I enjoyed it. And that's all that matters. If you enjoy the multiplayer, no matter what the game is, some people will enjoy the multiplayer in Warfighter more than they do in Black Ops 2. And if that's the case, by all means, more power to you. But I just want to give my thoughts on all three of the major first-person shooters for this Christmas, this holiday season. I know a lot of people are gonna get it for their holidays, or get it with the money that they get during the holidays, and so I figured I'd give my thoughts on those games. And this game is actually winding down. We're coming to an end. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you guys again in 2013. Thanks for watching.